When I seen my mother, I was so scared. I turned around and ran the other way. My mother was on my ass. You hear me? I was booking, but she was right here on my ass.
Hello, black hole. See this brother winning, man. Hey, look, what is your win, babe? What is your win, babe? What is your win, babe?
Well, hello there, love bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our ultimate animal print turban. And if you are not already a part of this book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies, yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's start talking about something new and spectacular. Anita Pointer and Fritz Pointer's fairy tale, The Pointer Sisters Family Story. Being in the hit music group The Pointer Sisters for 5 decades has been an amazing roller coaster ride through the world of music and stardom. Like any group, we had our ups and downs. But when I first saw my sisters Bonnie and June perform, I decided right then and there to quit my 9 to 5 at a law firm, even though I enjoyed answering phones, filing papers, and greeting clients. Girl, stop it. Girl, don't nobody enjoy that shit. Suppose you having a bad day. Suppose your man got on your nerves. Girl, you don't want to be bothered with nobody. Katzelberg and clerks. How may I help you? Girl, knowing all the time that the nigga is fucking another nigga around the corner. It was the best decision I've ever made, and I wouldn't trade that experience for anything. We were thrust into the dizzying world of show business with no professional training other than singing in the choir at our father's church, the West Oakland Church of God. Our dad, Elton Pointer, was born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1901. During the roaring 20s, he was living in Chicago, Illinois, and married to a woman named Susie. We don't know anything about her or even what happened to her. Okay. Dad certainly never talked about her or the child they may or may not have had. In fact, he didn't talk much about his life back then. The very little he said was only to demonstrate the need, the necessity for salvation. What we have pieced together is that his life of bootlegging, boosting, and boosting, y'all. Boosting is what the boosters do. That's stealing. That's like going to the department store, whether it be Garfinkel's, Bloomingdale's, I don't know, Rainbow, Forever 21, wherever it is. Going there, boosting it up off the rack, you stick it in your pocket, and then you haul-tail your ass out the front door. Okay, that's boosting, i.e. booster. Very little, he said, was only to demonstrate the need, the necessity of salvation. What we have pieced together is that his life of bootlegging, boosting, and what have you came to an abrupt halt when his partner in crime, wearing an overcoat Daddy had lent him, was shot in the back and killed. Child, he was probably boosting something. The Epiphany in 1936 demanded salvation, and Daddy got saved. Not only did he get saved, he became a preacher. Our mother, the only daughter among Grandma Roxy and Granddaddy Fritz, 5 children, Sarah Elizabeth Silas, was born in Roseboro, Arkansas on January 13th, 1924. Because schools for African Americans stopped at the 8th grade in 1937, at the age of 13, to further her education, her parents sent her to New York City to live with her aunt, Mrs. Addie Lockhart, and her husband, William Lockhart. He said Addie Lockhart is Granddaddy Fritz's sister. She had no children of her own. Mother stayed in New York for 2.5 years along with her cousin, Gustava Silas. She attended Washington Irving All Girls High School in the Bronx. She and Gustava lived with the Lockharts and were two of the three color girls to attend the school. Apparently, Grandma Roxy asked Mother to return to Arkansas and told her, "Oh, this is the trip." So anyway, child, girl, this could never happen, even though, parents do it or they try to do it, but this could never happen to NayRob. Never. So anyway, the mammy is out there in New York doing her. Her mother, the grandmammy, okay, Grandma Roxy, had called down there to New York or up there to New York or over there to New York and was like, daughter, you need to bring your ass back here to Arkansas because we got this old ass man over here, this old ass preacher man that want to get some of you. Some of you was only 17 years old at the time. Child, couldn't be me. You want this property is condemned to me? Remember that movie, y'all, with Natalie Wood and Robert Redford and the mammy? She trying to marry off Natalie Wood's character to some old ass married man. You want this property is condemned to me? That's what you won't do. Y'all, if y'all don't know about it, Google it, y'all. It's like one of the best storylines ever. Back to what I want to say, okay? The mammy said to the daughter, come back here to Arkansas. I got this old ass preacher that want to marry you, girl. And we going to sign the papers so you can go ahead and marry this old ass man. Okay, you might not want to do it, but goddamn, this is going to be the best decision we ever made for you. Apparently, Grandma asked Mother to return to Arkansas and told her, there's this man I think you should marry. He's a preacher. He's nice looking. So it was at a camp meeting in Hope, Arkansas, that Sarah met our father, Elton. The marriage license from the state of Arkansas in the county of Nevada has at the top a handwritten note by Granddaddy Fritz stating, this is to certify that I am willing for my daughter, Sarah Silas, to marry Elton Pointer. Father, Fritz Silas. This, no doubt, is because at the time our dad is listed at age 40 and our mother as aged 17. They were married on July 19th, 1941 in Little Rock. I be goddamn. My mammy would have to follow me around. I would run away from home. That's what I would do. You want me to marry this old ass man? You don't love me? You don't love me? That's why you want me to marry this old ass man? You want me to get worms from this old ass man? That's what you want? Now, okay. I mean, that's old school thinking, y'all. Knocking me out. This old school thinking. I can't take it. So anyway, when asked, Mama, why you married Daddy? He's so old. She was like, because in my 39 years of marriage to your father, he never raised his hand to me, and he always treated me gently. I could dig it, but I ain't willing to risk worms to get all that. Once asked about this 23-year age difference, she said, I'd rather be an old man's lover than a young man's slave. Okay, she put me in my place. Our parents left Arkansas in 1945. They were part of the Exodus, the 6-decade-long Great Migration of almost 6 million Black citizens of the United States who fled the South for northern and western cities in search of a better life. The operative word here is fled. Now, what she said was that her family fled to California. As I told you before, my family, my ancestors, fled to Washington, D.C. The first child, Aaron Elton, was born in Little Rock, Arkansas in 1942. And Fritz Herman came along a year later. Soon it was time for the girls. First, there was Ruth Esther in 1946. I came along in 1948 and was named Anita Marie. Then there was Patricia, Eva, Bonnie in 1950, and finally June Antoinette in 1953. All of us girls were born in Oakland, California. The exact date when the West Coast Oakland Church of God began operation is not known. Earliest available records put the date sometime around early 1943. Founding father, Elder Joe Edens, and Sister Emily, his wife, began holding meetings in their home at 945 Campbell Street. Soon, the little congregation moved its meeting place to a storefront location at 1699 8th Street. In 1944, when his eyesight began to fail, Pastor Edens resigned. Elder Moses E. Scott of Hartford, California, took up leadership of the congregation and pastored for a year. When he too resigned because of failing health, the congregation then called on our father, Elton Pointer, and he began leadership in June of 1945. Oh, that is so commendable of the congregation. Oh, but they're going to be real dirty to the pastor later. By the mid-1950s, we all sang in the junior choir at our church named the West Oakland Church of God. All of us, Aaron, Fritz, me, Ruth, our cousins, Leon, Bill, and Paul Silas, formally auditioned and were placed in a row with other sopranos, altos, tenors, and basses. Our family was practically a choir just by ourselves. During this time, there were 15 of us living in our single family 2-story duplex. There were 9 of us upstairs. Mom and Dad in one bedroom, me, Ruth, Bonnie, and June in a room with 2 sets of bunk beds, Papa, Daddy's dad in a room with a window that overlooked the backyard, and Aaron and Fritz in bunk beds up against the west wall of the dining room. The downstairs was not a part of the original house. The bathroom was outside underneath the stairs. 6 people lived on the first floor: Uncle Leon and Aunt Clara May, Leon Jr., Bill and Paul Silas, and Grandma Stevens, Grandma Roxy's 100-year-old mother, a full-blood Cherokee. We were all related and got along amazingly well. Uncle Jack would come in the house and start fights with his own brother. One time they had to pull a knife on his ass to get him up out of the house. Don't you know this is a church of God, Uncle Jack? Don't you know this, Uncle Jack? Don't be coming around here with this bullshit, Uncle Jack. Of course, there was no smoking or drinking alcohol upstairs or downstairs. And there were also no movies, radio, nail polish, dresses above the knee, going to parties, or dancing. When us kids did start sneaking out, it would not be long before Dad would track us down, even in the dark corners of a house. One time I went to a go-go and I wasn't supposed to go, okay? Because I told y'all my whole life I only felt like a goddamn babysitter. That's all I was here to do. As the oldest girl, that's all you supposed to do. You ain't supposed to do nothing but just be here and watch your little sister. I done told y'all that before, child, the trauma. In the apartment we lived in on Moore Street, there was a front and a back door. I put my little sister to sleep in my mama's room, which was closest to the front door. Our room was closest to the back door. Child, I would sneak out the back. Okay? Leave the back door open. They could have came in there and killed my sister and everything. We living in the middle of the, not in the middle, but hood adjacent, right? They could have came in there and killed my sister. Child, I was coming out the go-go and laughing and stuff with my new boyfriend. Ow! Ow! It was like the devil was standing right there in front of me. I was on my way right back to the house because I was only gone for like 2 damn hours. Okay? Child, my mother had on high heels and shoes with her boyfriend. When I seen my mother, I was so scared, I turned around and ran the other way. My mother was on my ass. You hear me? I was booking, but she was right here on my ass. Okay? It took me a while to go back home. I was trying to duck that ass beating, and that's all I got to say about that. Okay? She was on my ass. Child, the whole block was there looking. laughing. Nay, mammy ran her down the street. She sure did. Anyway, on Fridays or Saturday evenings, some of us would go fishing with Mother and a couple of other saints. That meant standing on the corner of 7th and Adeline Street singing hymns like Rescue the Perishing and I Cannot Be Idle. Okay. Did you shake a cup while you was out there? In the late 1950s, there was still a lot of jobs in Oakland, especially West Oakland. Companies like Carnation, Nabisco, Heinz, Coca-Cola, U.S. Steel, and Del Monte Cannery, members of the church, owned businesses as well. Real estate, auto mechanics, dry cleaning, childcare, nursing homes, painting, construction, and grocery stores. There were a couple of police officers, the Scott brother twins, lawyers, and even doctors or two. They filled the church parking lot with beautiful Buicks, Pontiacs, Oldsmobiles, Fords, and even Cadillacs. She even mentioned Sunday dinner. Y'all, right quick. I don't even need 2 minutes for this. I just need 30 seconds. My grandmother used to run me up there on the bus. I don't even know the name of the 16th Street bus. But we used to go to Meridian Hill Baptist Church. Man, let me tell you something. I hated church, okay? Because you taking me away from my day of playing with my doll baby. You know, she always put me in the best outfits, but the best part about church, honey, I'm telling you, the only reason why I went and acted right in church most of the time is to get them Sunday dinners. And when the author speaks about the Sunday dinners, it just takes me back to those beautiful moments. Ooh, I used to love it. My grandmother used to be the cake lady. Ooh, Bonnie was born Patricia Eva, July 11th, 1950, at Highland Hospital in Oakland, California. She was the ultimate one, 5th in the line of 6. Bonnie got her nickname from Brother James and Sister Leland Hurt, who babysat her one summer when Mom and Dad went to Arkansas for a visit with Grandma Roxy and Granddaddy Fritz. She's as cute as a bunny. Bunny somehow got transformed into Bonnie. By Bonnie, I did it myself, she said. I like the idea of naming myself like making myself. I'm the only one in the family with a nickname. November 30th, 1953, June Antoinette was born at Highland Hospital. She was the last of 6 siblings, the baby sister. June and Fritz were decade twins, born exactly 10 years to the day apart. They had a special affinity and bond. I really felt we were being shut out, not only to listen to anything but gospel. I would go to my friends' houses and listen to as much as I could. I would even cut out of a church youth meeting or something so I could go to someone's house and listen to as much rock and roll and R&B music as I could. I didn't understand why we couldn't listen to it. I just thought it was ridiculous. It was. It was. I don't understand, okay? I don't understand why these church folks want to make you or keep you as far away from, I guess, the demons as possible. But all you doing is, as soon as they leave the house, girl, they going to put on a thong and walk around in some low-rise jeans, girl. When we weren't in school or church, we were at Defferme Park. That was our babysitter, our home away from home. There was just so much to do. Swings and slides and merry-go-rounds, paddleball and tennis courts, and a swimming pool where, believe it or not, we witnessed Olympic level diving and synchronized swimming performances under the lights on a cool summer afternoon. So anyway, that sounds like, I don't know where the park is, but it's over there by where Berry Farms used to be. Okay, I think it's only remnants of Berry Farms left over there now. But over there, they have this basketball court that hosts the Goodman League. Okay, and if you are a NBA player of any kind, believe me, they touch down at the Goodman League so they can play street ball. Something spectacular to see. You could see anybody there. There were also basketball courts where future NBA stars like Bill Russell, Paul Silas, and Joe Ellis honed their skills. There was a baseball field where under the evening lights we would watch fast pitch softball and witnessed three of the top seven hitters in the National League in 1961, with at least 350 plate appearances. Coming from Mickleman's High, Frank Robinson, Veda Pinson, Kurt Flood, and our brother, Aaron Pointer, developed into record breaking professionals in the MLB. That magical part played a significant role in our lives and in our careers as entertainers, athletes, and educators. Without realizing it, we were learning lessons that we would eventually apply to our careers as the Pointer Sisters. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share the Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My bra showing? Naysayers, my patron loves you babies. Have a good one.